Good Tuesday. Come back and thanks for being here. It's October, and it's the day of more change weather-wise, and in fact, we've still got a few flakes flying about in your forecast for the weekend. I'm trying to laugh it off. We've also got some sunshine, but definitely some cooler temperatures, and the showers just about gone. An updated forecast in just a few moments. Our top headlines tonight include the McGoffin County Fiscal Court meeting, bids taking center stage during most all of the meeting on several different topics. Also, the Johnson County Board of Education meeting. We'll also talk about how the audit took center stage there for much of the discussion, as well as some special recognitions to start the meeting, a missing area woman, and another arrest related to a case that I aired last night. Before we get to any of that, I have a couple of important announcements. And the first is, I received word late last night that there was a change to a service for tomorrow here in McGoffin County. Sadly, we have learned that due to the death of a family member of the Lakefront Church of God, there won't be any regular food pantry tomorrow. They did have Senior Day as was set for today, but for their standard regular pantry service, it is going to be postponed or canceled for tomorrow. We will let you know if they are able to reset that at any time. They apologize for the short notice, but obvious with understanding as to the death of a family member of the church. I also got word last night, but I just had a few details that I didn't that weren't included that we had to have. There's an $800 cash reward being offered here in McGoffin County for the theft of a 2009 Honda 500 Foreman four-wheeler. It's green in color, and it was stolen recently on Spruce Pine over on Arnott's Creek off of Route 30. I have a phone number you can call, 496-9218. It was stolen from a Randall Parker residence. Now, I'll forward that on over to the calendar and remind you for a few days and put the number up on the screen. But for now, once again, 496-9218. If you have any information, an $800 reward for help getting their stolen ATV. I'll find out more about the theft as soon as possible as well. Another arrest in regards to a case that I aired last night where two people were taken into custody, two of what may be as many as four or more involved in several thefts, burglaries of, and damages of about four structures in the Route 30 area back early last month. Yesterday I covered the arrest of John R. Montgomery and Teresa K. Salyer, arrested for criminal mischief in the first degree and third degree, and burglary in the second and third degree. Those charges for each of the individuals, those two of the at least four individuals which were named in a deputy's records in regards to several thefts that took place in the Lark Arnott Hill area of several residences and or structures back around September the 8th. McGoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Reggie Gosser had opened up a case after a complaint of several items being taken, several thousands of dollars worth of items stolen, and damages left behind from at least two homes and maybe two other structures, which were all burglarized. And last night, Kentucky State Police Trooper Zach Haney from Post 9 arrested a third suspect, 29-year-old Mitchell Shepard, who was also one of those named in the documents, the complaint filed by the sheriff's deputy. He, too, facing similar charges, criminal mischief, 2 counts, burglary, 2 counts. He was also served with a warrant for failure to appear and lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center as the investigation continues by the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department. Turning to neighboring Breathitt County, an area-wide release as police from the Jackson Police Department have issued a missing alert for a Jackson woman last seen at or leaving her place of work on Saturday night. Few details at this hour, but the Jackson County City Police Department in Breathitt County is using social media and news outlets to get the word out that they are looking for someone they consider to be missing at this hour. All we know is that the woman has been identified as Heather Talby of Jackson, who was last seen at or leaving the Kentucky Fried Chicken in Jackson, where she works, on Saturday night. If you have any information on her whereabouts or last known whereabouts, you can contact the Jackson PD at 606-666-2424. I'll be right back.
Home energy use is on the rise. Every year, new devices, more devices. We are using more energy. Simple Saver helps you trim peak energy usage and pays you for being energy smart. You can receive up to $50 in annual bill credits. Over the years, the savings really add up with Kentucky's Touchstone Energy Cooperative's Simple Saver. Licking Valley RECC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
What you're looking at is literally a one female owner 99 Dodge Ram with 77,000 miles. Zero rust, rips, tears, or wear anywhere. Think of the money you can save driving a like-new truck, not to mention the savings in taxes and insurance. You won't find another one like it. Or come see this 2013 2500 Silverado HD loaded, only 90,000 miles. This 2014 Grand Caravan, it's an RT model, 72,000 carefully driven miles. Or this 2007 Kia Sorento, 90,000 miles. It's a four-wheel drive and priced to go today at Broadway Auto Sales in Paintsville. Like our 100% safe and secure mobile banking app at Sayersville National, we're always working to make your life a little easier. And our mobile deposit feature gives you more freedom and more time to do what you love the most. Just open the app, confirm the amount, and click. You're done. A safe, no-hassle way to manage your money from anywhere in the... Well, you get the drift. Now get the app at Sayersville National Bank. 349-3131.
Just when you thought it's gotten as good as it gets better. Appalachian Wireless now offers unlimited text, talk, and 2 gigs of data for as low as $45 a month. But wait, you can also get 5 lines on 8 gigs of data for just $145 a month. Both great deals on the Appalachian Advantage plan, and the savings keep getting bigger. How big? $25 per month, less than the other guys. Taxes due at time of sale. See store for details. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company.
As at least 1 out of every 5 people will likely get the flu this season, putting hundreds of thousands in the hospital and sadly proving fatal for another 50,000 more. Now is the time for everyone 6 months and older to get their flu vaccination, so you'll be 60% less likely to have to worry about catching it. They've got flu shots ready, so all you have to do is come by and see the people who want to keep you from getting sick just as much as they want to make you well again when you are. Get your flu shot today at Hope Family Medical Center in Sayersville.
We are all human. Because we're not perfect, we tend to make mistakes. Unfortunately, some mistakes are severe and carry more consequences than others. If you have been hurt in a car wreck, a truck wreck, or because of someone's mistake, reckless or careless behavior, you deserve help with your medical expenses, lost wages, and serious permanent pain and injuries that you have been made to suffer and will continue to suffer for the rest of your life. If you have been injured, I can help. I'm attorney Don Wayne McFarland. Call me and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
The Montgomery County Fiscal Court coverage is forthcoming in just a few moments. Some contentious at times conversation concerning bids and some other items that we'll cover, including what is not a possible, what looks to be a rate increase for our garbage collection. How much and when is still up in the air, but we'll have that for you in its entirety in just a second. Right now, let's go over to yesterday afternoon's Johnson County Board of Education meeting. They discussed their audit. They also discussed some other financial aspects, but they began with some special recognition of some special students and staff. In continuing with their celebration of excellence, they first recognized the golf team. Left to right, you have, of course, Coach Todd Connolly, Senior Tanner Mollett, Sophomore Trey Lane, Senior Cash Crum, Junior Kenyon Crum, Junior Jonathan Holbrook, who all together took 6th in the Ashland Invitational. They had 3 third-place finishes, and runner-up in the 11th region qualified them for state. And 2 young students who have perfect attendance thus far in their education, Jonathan Fitzpatrick to the left, an 8th grader, and Gregory Tate Tackett, a 7th grader, both who have never missed a day in the Johnson County school system. And on to the Golden Eagle Awards each month, recognizing a non-classified and classified employee, Michelle McClure, 28 years of faithful service to the Johnson County school system, and Karen Salyer, 18 years, I believe mostly as a resource center director at Porter and Johnson Central High School. Moving on to the renovation report update. It was noted that the boilers have been installed in new systems in each of the schools, 2 at each school with the old coal units gone, and that the new and more efficient lighting has started to have been installed at the Johnson Central High School, and that they will start installing it in the middle school next. And next, to present to the Johnson County Board of Ed, David Blair, the auditor, in his presentation finding no major issues with finances of the school system, noting that the district had a ending balance of $8,092,000 in 2016, and then a $6,376,000 ending budget in 2017, a difference of about $1.75 million. And with Blair citing decreases in general fund revenue of about 2.8%, federal and other decreases as well, anywhere from 2.5% to 50%, his main recommendation was to try to reduce spending, something that all schools are faced with.
You mentioned watch our expenses. Based on other school systems and based on what your experiences is, do you think we're doing a good job overall with expenses?
Well, as far as I mentioned before, you guys did spend $1.5 million more than what you took in. I've seen this actually hit all over the board as far as with other districts. Most other districts are spending quite a bit more as well than what they're actually taking in. And most of it's due to, as far as your property tax revenues, it's hard to collect off everyone, so we got less money coming in from those sources. You've got your federal funding being cut, but is your fund balance is like $3.6 million or something like that. If you spend the same amount of money this year and next year, then the third year you'd be broke as far as if you didn't do something now. But as far as I said before, you're still pretty healthy. So as far as in terms compared to the other districts, you may not be as healthy as what you'd like to be, but people are really struggling right now as far as trying to come up with funds to meet payrolls, because that's your biggest expense with your district, probably 85–86%, and it's hard to meet payroll as far as when you've got less amount of money coming in year after year, and there's really no guarantee of how much you're going to get each year.
There were some other standard items of business, fundraisers, trips, and such approved, and the meeting was adjourned. I'll take a brief adjournment for a few words and be right back. Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway. Custom lift kits, bed liners, winches, and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785. Parkway Pharmacy, now open earlier from 8 a.m. until 6 in the evening to better suit your schedule and lifestyle, and to help you get better and live a healthier life. And if allergies are bogging you down, they're armed with the very best in over-the-counter relief for adults and your children. Reach owner pharmacist Jesse Rudd and his assistant pharmacist Megan Castle and their staff at 8 o'clock in the mornings or at 349-4400. A tire more than 25% low, about 8 pounds, makes you 3 times more likely, and worn-out tires 11 times more likely to be in a tire-related crash. Don't take your or their safety for granted. Come in for a free inspection, 6 months no-interest financing, the best price and best selection at Conley Tire in Staffordsville.
Hi, I'm attorney Jeff Lovely. When hiring an attorney, experience does matter. For over 20 years, I've been representing clients throughout Eastern Kentucky. We are a full-service law firm, representing clients who've been injured in car accidents or at work, representing clients who need to file bankruptcy, representing clients who've been charged with a crime. For all your legal needs, contact my office when it matters. We have 2 locations for your convenience. In Sayersville at 349-4522 and West Liberty at 743-1965.
They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Salyersville since 1904. Bids were definitely the hot topic in last Friday's session of the Magoffin County Fiscal Court. Bids first opened for a couple of local projects, and then there were bids still yet to be approved, which were opened during last month's meeting. One single bid submitted for lighting of the Ramey Park walking bridge, $24,000. That bid granted to Williams Electric of Sagersville. Wayne Supply was the only bid submitted for a generator for the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center at $104,000. That bid, too, accepted unanimously by the court. And from there, the fiscal court entertained contract renewal information from a Rumpke Company representative. While it is certain that our garbage rates are going up, it is uncertain as to when and how much. Rumpke was on hand with 4 different options for the fiscal court, ranging from an 18-month to a 2-year, a 3-year, and a 5-year contract, seeing increases from 5 to 6%.
Right now, you're at $18.89 a month for regular residential and $11.50 a month for senior. With the 2-year renewal, it's going to go up. The second year would be 5%, so you would go to $19.84 for the regular and $12.08 for the senior. Okay, that amounts to $11.40 annually for the regular residentials and $6.96 annually for seniors. In option 2, of course, the first year you're just like you are now, the $18.89, $11.50. Year 2. You would go at 5.5%, which would put you at $19.93 for regular residential and $12.13 for senior. And then year 3, you would stay at that $19.33 and $12.13, or $19.93, sorry, and $12.13.
Doing the math, those 2 options that Rumpke offered would mean a 95-cent increase for residential customers and 58 cents for senior citizens for one of them. The other would mean a $1.04 increase for residential customers and 63 cents for seniors. However, the discussion was tabled for now until December, just before the current contract runs out, to give the county attorney time to determine as to whether or not they could go with one of the longer contracts. There was concern that the fiscal court by law might not be able to vote on a contract that would extend longer than their current terms, meaning the next fiscal court would not have an option to vote on it. Moving on to the Sheriff's Tax Settlement, representatives of the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department said that they had taken in a little more than $3.1 million in standard tax bills and about $630,000 in other tax bills, franchise, oil, gas, things of that nature. They also claimed that they had an overall collection rate of 98% and turned 2% of the delinquent taxes over to the county clerk. And they also noted that they are on track to collect this year's county taxes starting November the 1st. And the next and last discussion was a lengthy one that I'll narrow down as much as possible. It centered around the fiscal court revisiting the opening of bids at the last meeting, in which there were 2 bids submitted and opened to clean up 11 open dump sites in Magoffin County. L&L Contracting, with Paul Lyon present, had a bid of $130,000, while Ronald Reed had a bid of $19,500. During the last meeting, it was noted that there was a discrepancy with Ronald Reed's bid, to which the court tabled it until this meeting, seeking clarification, with County Attorney Greg Allen then explaining what the county's code dictated, asking Judge Harden if Solid Waste Coordinator Frankie Collett had reviewed the bid as per guidelines.
The head of the procuring agency shall, it don't say may, it says shall, review all bids for compliance with specifications and terms and conditions. The head of the procuring agency shall submit recommendation for acceptance of a bid to the judge executive. Have you been provided with that from your?
I'm the procuring head.
No, you're not. You're the county judge executive, because it talks about here.
Okay, Greg.
That's the agency.
Let's stop
back
it.
here sits
Greg,
the head
Greg,
of the procuring agency.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Every bid we bring in here, we do the same way. Every bid's brought here, we open the bids.
That's
We've
right.
done this for 11 years, and my lawyer has never objected.
And you've got-
All I'm asking you for is a simple legal statement.
And
Am
I'm
I
giving you a simple legal statement.
am I allowed to accept Mr. Reed's modification? Am I allowed to, the fiscal court, are we allowed to say, no, that wasn't a proper bid, we accept Mr. Lyon's bid? Or 3, can we rebid it? if we rebid it, are we allowed to restrict it to those two gentlemen?
No.
Can we do that or not?
I'm going down the process that you set up in the code, that we're required to do by
But
law.
as a lawyer,
Okay?
am I allowed to do any one of those three? If you'll answer it, then you don't have, if I can't do them, I don't know what to do. Just tell me,
I'll
yes
tell
or
you what to do. First of all, did you get any recommendation from the head of the procuring agency?
You mean from Frankie?
From Frankie? Did
Frankie said.
What's her
that-
recommendation?
Her recommendation.
Well, I have some new information that I received after we did the bid out, if I'm allowed to speak.
Yes, go ahead.
And my opinion is, and my advice is for the physical court to reject the two bids with
Okay,
the information that I have and rebid it out. Because Rumpke did take tires at
Okay.
$6 a piece.
okay.
Car tires, truck tires at $12 a piece. And in your package, you have a new updated sheet that I just got about 3 or 4 days ago, after the bid process has been done.
Okay.
The tires are now going to be, a car tire without a rim is going to be $10. And let's go down here to the tractor tires, it's going to be $60. That's a long ways from $6 and $12. One of our dumps that these gentlemen bid on is a tire dump. So I think the physical court, in our bid process that we did, it says the physical court can reject any and all bids.
That's right.
My advice is to reject the bids, put it out to bid again,
Did
under the
you
new information.
seek clarification on the bids?
Pardon me?
Did you seek clarification on the bids?
No.
That's what you were supposed to do, not come
I mean,
in.
I see them here, yeah.
Did you
Yes.
seek clarification on Mr. Reed's bid?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what did he tell you?
He
What did he tell you?
reposed it, he said one was left out on his bid and he
What did he tell
re-entered
Okay,
it.
well,
And I
thank you
don't
for
know
that
if we're allowed
information. I
to
don't
do
need
that.
any further opinion from you.
Okay,
Set out.
thank you.
Now, after clarification from my procuring agent,
After
it's
that.
now stated that Mr. Reed intended to bid $119,500, $119,500.
But that's a new bid. You only have two bids on the table.
No, that's clarification of his bid, which is, am I allowed to seek clarification of his bid?
You cannot change the bids as submitted, I guess
Okay,
is
all
what I
right,
need
so
to
his
say.
bid, your legal advice is that, okay.
You
I
have
make a
two bids.
motion to accept Mr. Lyon's bid. Is there a second?
As it being the low bid and the only responsive bid.
The only
Because
bid
that's
was
the
that.
final, as.
All I need to know is, is the county attorney's telling me I'm not allowed to accept additional bid information.
You've got two bids on the table. Now it says, the final thing, and I'm reading the code, after reasonable valuation, which is what you've done, the contract shall be awarded to the lowest bid price. You've
We
got
only
two
have
bids
one
on the
bid.
table.
No, we don't have two bids.
Well, he hasn't withdrawn it, and to withdraw it, you have to do a
No,
formal
but what I'm saying
code
is,
or written
if it's
withdrawal.
not legal for me to get additional information, then he really doesn't have a bid, because his bid.
Well, then what did you open here last meeting? You had two bids that was opened on this table.
An incomplete bid if he's not allowed to give up.
Doc,
He
if
is
that be the
not
case,
allowed-
anybody could come back in and want to change it.
That's
anytime
all
they
I'm
want to.
asking. I agree with you. Your legal advice is I can't accept the modification by Mr. Reed, and since I cannot, I only have one legitimate bid. And I've made the motion that Mr. Lyon be awarded that bid based upon the only complete bid on the floor.
Then I don't think you're bidding on the lowest bid submitted for the, and I'll advise the court of that. The lowest bid, there's two bids on the table. Okay.
So you're saying that okay.
I'm sorry, you
Okay,
opened
let
two
me go
pieces
through
of
the
paper
information.
last meeting. There was
No,
two
no,
bids on this
no,
table.
The information given us the last time was $19,500.
You all have the bids here today? They should be here.
$19,500.
Are the two bids that laying here, do we have them somewhere that we can lay them up here, present them, and let's see what was laying on this table last meeting? Anybody have those?
Let me go through them. I got them right in my head.
I don't need a head, I need to see what was laid in.
$19,500 was for the bond. There was nothing else submitted. Nothing else submitted, was there? Mr. Lyon bid, or his company's bid, was the bond and $130,000. If I'm not allowed to seek clarification from Mr. Reed saying that he did an additional bid, that he left out a piece of paper, which is what he said he did, since I'm not allowed to accept that, I only have one full, complete bid. I can therefore only have one full, complete bid, and I'm making the motion that Mr. Lyon's bid be honored, since his bid is the only complete one. If I would have been able to seek a clarification, that would have been good, but I'm not a lawyer. So I'm told that there were not 2 complete bids without seeking clarification from Mr. Reed. And since I cannot seek clarification from Mr. Reed, I only have 1 bid. Mr. Lyon bid.
I disagree with your assessment, but that's fine, Doc.
So you're telling me I could seek
I'm still saying
clarification?
there's
And I
2
make a
bids.
motion that Mr. Reed's bid be accepted. If you're telling me that there were 2 bids on there,
There was 2 bids laying on the table, those are the 2 bids before the court.
okay, it's your.
And that's what I've advised
If it's
the
your, okay, so you're telling me legally, if the bid in the.
When someone tells you they've made a mistake on the bid, they've made a mistake, I can't change that. I think the world around you do too, but I can't say it. If a mistake's been made, that's what you all open. You don't have the choice of going back and
So there's
changing
not 2 bids on the table?
it.
Not if you don't
There
do
was
it
2
complete.
pieces of paper open.
Right, they don't make them bid if they ain't complete.
We opened them as bids.
We opened the thing and said, where's the rest of the information? We looked for the rest of the information. It wasn't there. We tried to call Mr. Reed before we adjourned the meeting. We
I
were
would
unable to
suggest
get
you
up
put
with him.
those 2 pieces of paper in the record at the last
We
minute.
would,
Put those in
that's
the
no
record,
problem.
just to go.
That's not a bit of a
But
problem.
where are they?
I don't know. I had to see.
We'll get them from Kyle. But anyway, back to,
I would also suggest you put a copy of my letter that was to the court in the record. Point that put in the. I've got a copy of it here.
If you accept Ronald's bid and he don't, and he
we can't
rejects.
accept Mr. Reed's bid because it wasn't a complete bid. And we're not allowed to seek modification. It simply did not say that's what, it may have been what Mr. Reed intended, and I believe in my heart it's what Mr. Reed intended. But nonetheless, the bid did not include a statement of what I will do this for. All it included was a bond. And what he has said is that they left out the piece of paper that was going to be bid at $119,500. Legal advice says I'm not allowed to accept a modification. If I'm not allowed to accept a modification, that's an incomplete bid. Then we only have 1 bid. Since we only have 1 bid, and that bid falls within the money that we have allotted, and all the I's were dotted and all the T's were crossed, we have to accept that bid. Personally, we're gonna send money back in bid. They both underbid what the state gave us.
Do we have a bid form that was uniform between all potential bidders?
Yes.
And was that what was used by both bidders?
Do you have it with you, Frankie?
It should be in the packet.
It's not in their package. You've got yours.
It was advertised. I don't think anybody had any misunderstanding. Mr. Reed says that he simply, it was left out.
It was a mistake. I
It was
mean,
a
it was
mistake
left
on his
out.
part.
Yeah,
It still wasn't
it's
submitted, it's what
submitted.
submitted.
So therefore, it doesn't make it a bid if you don't put it in there. Even if, Greg, let's put it this way, if he'd given me a piece of, if he had given
a blank piece
me,
of paper, that was his bid. When you open it, it's sealed bid, that's what, you can't change what's in there.
well, that may be, I guess that's the, I mean, that may be the legal, I guess you're
Because
right.
otherwise, you come back and change whenever you wanted to. You can do whatever you later on, say, I made a mistake, and I moved this to there.
Okay, so what you're saying is his bid was really
They
not.
bid on it.
Okay, as a lawyer, I understand what you're saying. Conceptually, I could stick a blank piece of paper in there,
That's my bid.
and you would say,
When
That's
That's right, it is, that's why I open it unsealed, has the
Okay.
DOT in front of the record.
I can see that, I keep thinking the law's logic. It's not.
part of the
made up by
expectations
legislature.
are that you have a bid form that you send in that's uniform so that everybody's got the same thing and everybody's bidding on the same piece of paper. The specifications may say that, but we only allow, in my job, 1 form, and if they send in something else, that disqualifies it.
No,
If we
they
don't ask for
generated
that-
form. We do not send that form with the generator.
You're asking for trouble when you don't have a uniform
First
bid
time
form.
we've had it in 11 years, and I don't worry about changing it for the next year.
Come.
Motion has been made to accept Mr. Lyon bid. Is there a second?
I still want to make sure that we're following what our process and our law is, and that's not
Motion's been
for
made
or
to
against
accept Mr.
anybody.
Lyon's bid. Is there a second? This is the last call for a second. If not,
It's got to be.
I make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Motion's been made and second to adjourn. Is there a second? We're gonna sit here all day.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. We adjourn. Thank you for your attendance.
Well, you've been asking for them, and they're finally here. A huge new selection of bourbon and bow ties, many classic bangles and new designs, earrings, necklaces, and little bourbons and bow ties for the little ones. the best selection they've ever had. And their fall decor is some of the best they've ever had too, and that's saying a lot. Gorgeous fall colors to warm your home from the front door to the Thanksgiving table. You simply must stop in and see everything inside the seasonal shop in downtown Sayersville.
Hi, this is John Harris at Gateway Motors. We're having a get it out of the mud sale. Everything we have is covered in mud, so if you want a good deal, right now is the time to get it.
Yeah, no joke, no gimmick. The road construction is killing them. So John has cut another $1,000 off this super economical 2015 Mitsubishi. It's got less than 22,000 miles, new tires, and it's only $69.95. He cut this 08 Crew Cab Dodge 4x4. It's $5,000 below book. He cut $2,000 off this Ford Escape 4x4 XLT to $69.95. And this 2010 Honda Civic with ultra low miles, only $83,000. His price just too low to advertise. Call today for quick pre-credit approval, $0 down, low income approval, and most payments under $200 a month at Gateway Motors in Sayersville, 349 cars. All right, almost out. Well, a little more than almost out of time. Here's a quick look at your weather forecast. It's going to be a roller coaster ride. Hope you're ready. 38 tonight. I know some folks have seen a little patchy frost up to now, but it's going to start to become a little more predominant in your forecast. As we'll see, 38 tonight. Southwest winds 5 to 7 miles per hour, continuing partly cloudy skies. And tomorrow you'll certainly feel the punch for this front that's rolled through. 53 and 35, mostly cloudy skies for your Wednesday. A 10% chance of showers, but not until after 5 o'clock or so in the afternoon. 20% after 11 tomorrow night. The big deal is going to be the frost, I think, that we will see as we get down to 35. Some folks might even see 34 or so. For your Thursday, we'll rebound to 61 and 42, sunny and clear. We'll rebound a little more on your Friday. Still a lot of sunshine, 68 and 41. Late, and that's really 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. But late Friday night into your Saturday, another hit, another front. Knocks us down to 55 for your daytime high on Saturday. Clouds and showers are a likelihood. And Sunday, that is no joke. 33 Saturday night puts us right at freezing. Sunday, right below. 47 and 31, your newly adjusted, stretching it to say daytime high, but that's where we might go. And with that, we'll see some clouds and lingering precipitation. Might also be in the form of some flakes flying about on your Sunday. Looking ahead to your trick-or-treat forecast, I think in the 50s and sunshine during the day on Tuesday. Certainly out of time for tonight, but news is already in the works for tomorrow. More news that you'll just only see if you see us here next time. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.